everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Kolkata and you're watching my channel which is named after me because I lack creativity. I'm actually shooting this introduction after I finish shooting the rest of the video. So this is me after I've returned from the book fair, and in this video I'm going to share with you some clips and a short tour of Kolkata International Book Fair. This is the 45th edition of the book fair, and it is Asia's largest book fair as well as world's largest non-commercial book fair. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to like, subscribe and share this video because it helps a lot. With no further ado, let's dig right in. Me and my mother, we arrived early and now we are sitting outside waiting to enter since inauguration has not yet been completed. As you can see, there's a lot of people who are waiting outside with us since we all got the timings wrong and arrived early. We've been told that we'll be able to enter in half an hour, so let's just wait for that for the time being. Only able to enter after waiting for quite some time. Now me and my mother, we're just walking around looking for English bookstores since most of the bookstores are selling Bengali books, though there are few which will sell English books in the future, but they are not constructed as of yet. Since it is the first day, a lot of construction is still pending. There are some bookstores like this one which are nicely set already with displays and everything and are also selling quite well. So I'd say for a first day this is quite a busy one. As you can see, there's a lot of people. Now I've entered Mansi Publishers, which includes quite a few books in a variety of language, but most of them are in English. As you can see, there's autobiographies, there's biographies, there's famous books, fiction books like Cersei, self-help books like Ikigai, etc. There's even a whole selection of classics. Most of them have beautiful covers and they are hardcovers, as you can see on the top shelves, and on the bottom shelves there's paperbacks and Karl Marx's Communist Theory, War and Peace. You get there's a huge variety of books, as it is evident, and there's a lot of genres as well, like modern classics, old classics, classics from the 1870s to 1880s. There's even grammar books, so if you need help in grammar you can also get books from here. And this section has dictionaries and more grammar books. I mean, bookstores in India are probably, especially in the book fair, are probably going to sell a ton of grammar books. There's autobiographies and biographies about many people. Now I'll move on to the next store, and instead of going to a single store I decided to go to the hall. The hall is air conditioned, thankfully, since it's quite hot outside, and it has dozens of stores like Scholastic, Good Word Books, international publishers. You can see the list of stores on here. Now in Future Publishers, I don't know if it's quite a popular one because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. This one also is a bit crowded and has again a variety of books. Yes, there's a lot of hardbound classics, and by that I mean all of the stores have like shelves stocked with them. Personally, I think these hardbound classics are more for decoration than they are for reading, and that's the major reason why I steer away from them and instead go for paperbacks, classics, etc. This table in center, it consists of only educational books, and surprisingly, well, surprising to me because I hate educational books like some people do, these books are some of the best selling ones here. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many educational books like grammar books, maths books, etc. people buy from the book fair itself. It's pretty crazy to me because I hate studying and I also hate buying educational books. And finally, I'm going to check out my last bookstore for the day, which is International Book Distributors. You can see through their display that there's a lot of books. They've got coloring books for children, a few popular books, and non-fiction books as well as books that inspired Netflix shows, Game of Thrones, etc. On the other display they have some comics and again non-fiction. Non-fiction is pretty popular in India. Inside they have this huge collection of box sets of various kinds, various series, middle grade series, the entire Wheel of Time box set, as you can see. They also have a more extensive fiction collection than I've seen in other stores, and they have a huge number of Adam Silvera books as well as Casey McQuiston books. It's good seeing new authors since these authors were not vividly present in the past few years that we've had book fair. They have many more books, but the collection is quite similar to what I've seen in other stores. So I think this is it for the first day of the book fair, that is inauguration day, and now I'll head home. Today is another sunny day, and I'm present at my second day and the book fair's third day in all at the Kolkata International Book Fair. Today I've decided to explore Hall 2, which I left out the previous day due to getting tired. Currently, I am checking out Starmark bookstores who have a very beautiful exterior and a hopefully equally interesting interior. As you can see, they have done a great job at setting up the store. It really draws the person in, and they're still continuing with setup. They are not fully done since I've arrived as soon as the gates of the book fair opened, since I had nothing to do. But even then, they have had an impressive setup of the store with a huge amount of books, and by that I mean they literally bought their entire store to the book fair. They've also arranged their classics in a color coordinated manner, which is very pleasing to the eye. I mean, it is so pleasing that I've taken dozens of clips of the same corner of the entire store. They've got their penguin classics and their red, blue, white classics all separated, and mostly these are the same books, but it just looks good when they are color coordinated this way. I mean, if it was in my hands, I would have done it the same way, though my organizing skills are way worse. Now, moving to the next part of the store, this has a lot of genres present here with headings all over: Bengali books, a separate section for them, biographies and bestsellers, a separate section for them as well. You can see some new releases like Hanya Yaniga, I cannot pronounce her name, the author of Little Life's new book, which is To Paradise. Now I'm in the store across the Star Mark, which is Oxford Publishers. This store has an equally impressive collection, though some books are the same as what I saw in Starmark. This one also has quite good organizing. You can see some of the covers which are up front instead of seeing the spines, and a lot of educational books, same as the previous days. This center table is for autobiographies, biographies, religious books, and classics. As you can see, there are a lot of them. I am not visiting multiple bookstores today, only these two, since I have already covered most of the ground in the last day. Now I'm just gonna head home and show you the ones that I have brought in the 2 days of the fair. Hope you enjoyed watching the clips from the book fair. And I have been sitting on those clips for quite a while now. As you can see that the 2 days that I visited the book fair are farther away from the day that I am posting this video, and hence the day I am in this getup and shooting this part of the video. I was thinking whether or not I should show you the books that I got from the book fair, and I thought, why not do it in one video? I do not need to make another video just to show you the books that I got from the book fair. So I'll start with the day 1, I mean 20th February, the books that I got, and then move on to day 2, which was I think 2nd March, the books that I got. So the first book that I got was The Interpreter of Maldives by Jhumpa Lahiri. This has won the Pulitzer Prize when it was published, and it was published in 1998 if I am sure. Jhumpa Lahiri is quite an acclaimed author in India as well as globally, and I realized that the proportion that I read foreign authors to the ratio of the ratio of how much I read books by foreign authors compared to the books that I read by Indian authors was very, very small. I realized I was not reading books by Indian authors or even authors from the global south altogether, that I was reading books by foreigner authors more than I read books that were about India or about West Bengal in general. So I thought, why not I try books by Indian authors or NRI, which means non-residential Indian authors, or authors who belong to the Indian diaspora. And I think I'll find myself enjoying these books as much as I enjoy books from American authors or Canadian authors or authors belonging to those diasporic groups. The next book that I got was, again, in themes with reading Indian authors, The Calcutta Chromosome by Amitav Ghosh. Yes. I am a bit confused about the author names because, I am human too. I have to retain all those in my memory, which is quite hard. And as I have already said, I suck at remembering authors' names, so don't mind. So The Calcutta Chromosome is about time travel as much as I understood by reading the back of the book, and it also includes it's hardly I don't know really much about it. It was just interesting to me from the cover. The colors of the cover, as you can see right now, stand out very much. I love the fish in the middle as well as the way all the things in the cover come together. It's pretty. I am judging this book by the cover, definitely. I don't know much about it except that it has time travel and an elusive main character. I do not know if that person is the main character, but an elusive character who is in search for the Calcutta chromosome. And as much as I understood from the reviews, this book definitely has some mosquitoes in it, and also some aspect in this book includes the cure for malaria, and I am pretty interested to see how all those things play together and how this book comes together in the end. I'll be sure to review this in future in my videos. And if you think I'm going to address the 1 month gap in which this video is coming out, I mean this current video, then my last videos, I am not. The gap exists, deal with it. The next book that we have is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Now again, I don't know much about this one as well, but the blurb of this book was pretty interesting. I would like to give it a try, and I'd like to see how this goes out. Again, I'll definitely be reviewing this book, and overall most of the books that I got them judging them on based on the cover, because the cover was definitely interesting. And on the base, I do not know anything about these books, just that I feel like as a person I should open my horizons and try new books instead of sticking to the ones that are popular right now or the genres that I usually read. The next book that I got is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. Now, it was quite surprising to see a lot of Adam Silvera books at the book fair. I did not realize he was that much of a popular author, because I have read like one book from him, and in comparison to the last time I went to the book fair, which was in 2020, we did not have a book fair in 2021. There were not many not many Adam Silvera books, nor there were many Colleen Hoover books. And this year, when I look at this, I realize that the book community itself does have a lot of power in which books they choose to promote, like book talk as a thing. Because when I went to the book fair, I saw a lot of the publishers, a lot of the stores have books that are vividly promoted on book talk, and on the back it also says a book talk sensation. So I was pretty surprised at seeing such authors which were previously not present at a wide rate in the book fair being present now, and also seeing the effects that the book community has on the books that publishers or stores choose to promote. It's surprising. The next book that I got is just because I loved it. Okay, it's The Age of Empires. I do not know who the author is. It's more of an encyclopedia kind of book, or the kind of book that you keep for decoration purposes. Then it is a book that one reads, but as soon as I saw it, I could not stop myself. I had to get it. I think this book it's quite an old book as well. It has a feeling that this book was at the store for quite a long time because no one else bought it, and when I saw it, I knew this one was meant for me. So those were the books, 5 books, yes, I think 5 books that I got for the first day of the book fair. The first day I went to the book fair, and it was also the first day that the book fair opened. It was inauguration day, so I got 5 books, and the next day we'll move on, which was 2nd March. I got 4 books, starting with Verity by Colleen Hoover. My mother actually insisted that I get this one because she kept seeing it at all the stores, and she was pretty she wanted to read it as well since it is a thriller. She also wanted to see how good it was since, like as I said, Colleen Hoover's books were practically present at every English bookstore that we went to. So my mother and both want to know what's the magic in Colleen Hoover's books, since neither I nor she have read a single book by the author. The next book that I got was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now this one is something that I have wanted to read for a long time. I previously have thought about ordering it online from Amazon, but then I thought I'll wait some more time. When I have less books to read, I'll read it. But when I saw it at the bookstore, I was like, yeah, we are getting it this time. Most of my friends really liked reading this book, but some of my friends have mixed opinions about it. Some say that it has no plot, only musings and ramblings about poetry, art, etc. And at this moment, I cannot say if I like it or if I'll hate it. Only thing that I am sure that I do not want it to disappoint me. I want to gain something out of this one. Gain as in maybe entertaining for a weekend, or a book that I'll never forget. It can be anywhere on that spectrum, but it should not be a waste of time, and that's my only expectations for The Secret History by Donna Tartt. The next book that I got was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So, Rebecca is something that I have had my eyes on, similar to The Secret History, for a long time. I saw it on a booktuber's page, who is one of my favorite booktubers, and they really loved reading this one, so I thought maybe I'll enjoy it too, since we had similar book taste and I loved watching their videos. And this was the first book that I got on the second day I visited the book fair, and I am pretty excited to see how this one goes. I have not read a lot of gothic literature before, nor have I read books from that time period. Particularly when I read classics, it was a bit all over the place, not sticking to a single time period. I read modern classics, I read quite a few, and I forgot the word you use instead of modern, but I read quite a few earlier classics as well. But for now, I pretty much want to divulge into the world of gothic literature, because I think as a person I would enjoy that kind of writing, but only time can tell after I've read Rebecca if I like the writing style or the aesthetics, for the lack of a better word, that gothic literature brings. And the last book that I got from the book fair is Sorcery of Thorns. I don't remember the writer's name. Sorcery of Thorns was something that I got unexpectedly. I had no plans of getting it earlier to the time I was purchasing it. Neither was I really excited to read it, but to be honest, like the others, I really liked the cover, and I enjoy reading books that are about books, and Sorcery of Thorns feels like a book that is about books, and there is mention of libraries in the blurb of it, and I'm pretty excited to read. I mean, most of the books that I got from the book fair, I do not know nothing about them as earlier mentioned, but I am pretty excited to read each one of them. So these were the 9 books that I got from the book fair. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked watching the videos about the book fair and also watching me ramble about the books that I got from the book fair. If you did enjoy this video, you know the drill. Leave a like, a comment. Comments can literally be anything. So hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you do not miss videos that will come from me. And I hope to post a few more videos, since I have not posted for a month. Thank you for watching. Be safe during this pandemic. That's it. Goodbye and stay safe.